pleased to have today with us Hikaru Nakamura from USA. Welcome, Hikaru. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, it's good to be here. It means I did well today.
Good. And we also have Michael with us to help with Polish media if you have any questions. And first of all, Hikaru, how do you feel here to be in Poland, and how does it feel to play in the big event after 2 years break?
Yeah, I mean, I think I've played a lot of online events, so playing against Magnus and all the other top players, it's not too different perhaps, but I think certainly the thrill of being in the competition, I think being on the top boards, being around Magnus and Alireza specifically, it feels very good. And once you're up there, you just want to keep doing well. And fortunately, I've been able to capitalize on the few opportunities that I've had.
Yeah, and can you speak a little bit more about the games today and perhaps this last one against FIDE? How did it go?
Yeah, I mean, it was a weird day. First game I thought was pretty good against Prix. Second game against Anton was not very good, that's for sure. Third game I probably had my best chances against Alexenko, but wasn't meant to be. And then this last game was probably the most balanced I felt, but at a critical moment, FIDE got too aggressive. He played this knight b3 move, and once he allowed this rook takes e6 tactic, it was going to be very difficult for him to survive.
Mm-hmm. So far, so good. Maybe some questions from journalists, or I will keep asking. So if we have, just take your chance and stand there for the questions. And okay, I would like to ask you just on the way, the philosophical question, like 2 years in streaming, you got now 1 million followers, maybe it changed life of many people who started to follow chess right now. What do you think about it? How do you feel about it? Do you feel any responsibility that so many people now play chess because of you?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think responsibility is the right word to use. I think, I'm very proud of the fact that so many people have gotten into chess, but actually the one thing I will say is that for me, when I'm playing a competition like this, I feel much more energetic. I feel much more motivated because of all the people who follow me on Twitch and on YouTube. So, I mean, responsibility isn't the right word, but certainly all these people getting into the game has been great. And I think also, like here in Poland especially, to see these people like Pakleza, Bartosz, and several other streamers, the fact that they've gotten so into chess is also really, really amazing. So it's sort of across many different countries, different languages, and different cultures. So it's been great everywhere.
Yeah, do you feel any changes in your life, let's say, because of that?
I mean, I think for me, I don't really, I don't think it's much different. Perhaps the only question is, can I play classical? I don't think in my mind I've ever thought that Rapid and Blitz is all that different. And there are a lot of people who seem to think that online tournaments are not the same as over the board. But what I would say to that is that when you look at the players who finish at the top, of course, primarily it tends to be Magnus. But then you see players like myself, players like Wesley So, players like Jan. I mean, these are not people who don't perform over the board. So to me, that's never really been in doubt. But we'll see, when I play the Grand Prix, whether it translates to classical, because that is certainly a bit slower.
Yeah, and I've got a question about online chess because you were talking about this. As for you, what are the differences between online and over-the-board chess?
I think perhaps the biggest difference is that a lot of players over the board, they can be very quick. I think a great example is FIDE in this last game. He was very quick. I think if we played this game online, I mean, maybe he wouldn't have lost on time, but he would have been under a lot of pressure much sooner. And I think also my game against Alexenko, same kind of thing. So I think online is actually probably harder because the way players view the board is a little bit different, and it's harder. Kind of the hand eye is different as opposed to like physically moving a piece and then clicking with a mouse. So I think online is harder. So if you're faster, which I definitely am, I mean, I think the advantage is more pronounced. So I think I'm actually better online.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and question, please.
Are you going to play classical chess again?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm playing the Grand Prix, so obviously I will be playing classical chess. I mean, how much I play remains to be seen, but I will be playing that for starters. But, one thing I would say is, of course, I did play a St. Louis Rapid and Blitz event back in August, I think it was, and I won that event almost too smoothly. And I think when I look at some of the other people who have not played as many tournaments, I guess one one player stands out particularly, which is Vishy Anand, where I think it was in Croatia. I think one of the Grand Chess events, he finished clear second, very smooth, great result, and then he played this event in Azerbaijan, and it didn't go so well. And I was kind of worried that might happen to me here, but the fact that I've been playing so well, I think it shows that I'm playing as well as ever.
Has this break done anything to you? Not playing classical chess?
I don't think so. I think if anything, though, the one big difference is there's so many fans online, and that gives me much more motivation than I had before. And I think when you see that, whether it's online or even here, for example, this is quite unique here in Warsaw, where you have a lot of fans coming every day to watch. When you have that atmosphere, it feels much more like a sport. But when you only have a handful of players or a handful of spectators at some events.
I also wonder about the dress code in this tournament. Have you seen the tweet from Vasil earlier today?
Yeah, I mean, okay, that's a bit controversial. I think what I would say in general terms, though, is that if I think about it not as a chess player, but just as a fan, I mean, you want to see the games. If Maxime shows up in a tank top and flip flops, I don't really care because I want to see his games at night over the Grunfeld. So I don't think it's such a big deal. I mean, there should be some professionalism, but I think at times maybe it's too much. But okay, I mean that's for others to decide.
Are you comfortable playing in a suit?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say that it's kind of weird for me because I didn't wear a suit for 2 years. I mean, probably the last 2 years, I wore shorts and actually like sandals most of the time. So it's a little bit different, but I mean, it's not like something I haven't done before. It's just sort of you kind of get back into it, you get used to it, and so yeah, it's just something you do it a lot. I mean, you might forget for a while, but you never completely forget.
Thank you.
Yeah. How does it feel actually to be in this tournament? Is it like vacation from streaming or the other way around?
Or preparation for Grand Prix?
I mean, I definitely not preparation for the Grand Prix. I think what I would say is that, I mean, for me, really the result and whether I'm in it towards the end dictates whether it's sort of vacation, whether I view it as like vacation or work. And I think the fact that I'm in it, I think like if you look, for example, say I'm playing the Blitz, it was the first day goes like just okay or something, and I'm not really in it on the second day, I won't probably feel so good about it. I'll think about it as like sort of some kind of vacation. And Rapid is the same way. The fact that like at least in Rapid I'm going to the final day with a chance to possibly win makes it a lot more fun. It feels I mean a bit less like a vacation, more like some work. Because again, I mean, having not played for 2 years, you get that feeling again of being in the competitive spirit. And I mean, of course, online tournaments are fun, but there's nothing that really can substitute an event like the World Rapid and Blitz.
Question, please.
Yes, for the last 2 years, you've pursued your streamer career, and I wondered whether you enjoyed path of a streamer more than a path of professional chess player.
I mean, I think that really depends. I think that when I started streaming, I was sort of doing it as a casual hobby. Obviously, I was still playing a lot of professional tournaments. It wasn't what it became during the pandemic. But I think the main thing is when there's so many people getting into it, so many fans of the game, you really start to feel like it's more than just showing up and working. And I think that really makes it different. I think for a lot of players, that's the case. I mean, Magnus, certainly. I think like Duda as well. I mean, having a lot of Polish fans who I don't think were following chess maybe even 2 years ago, it makes a big difference. And so, I like both of them, but the interaction, having so many fans that kind of overrides everything else. So at the moment, I mean, I would say that I kind of prefer streaming.
And you mentioned Polish fans. You've encountered quite a lot of Polish fans through Bartosz or Pakleza. What do you think about Polish chess community?
I mean, I think it's great. I think there was a time maybe, and I'm sure Bartosz can talk about this, but there was a time maybe 4 months ago, I think, when he had kind of stopped streaming, had taken a break, and I mean, I was just talking to him online for a little bit, trying to convince him to get back into it. And I mean, to see him back into it, to see the World Rapid and Blitz here in Warsaw, it's really great. And the whole Polish community, they've been amazing. And yeah, it's great.
Okay, and a question about in one of your previous streams, you've said that the spot in the Grand Prix should have taken that Andrei Yesipenko should have taken your spot. Can you explain more about it?
Well, I mean, I think what I would say is I sort of think the regulations probably should have been a little bit different. I think they probably FIDE should have frozen the activity requirements and just gotten rid of it for this brief window in time until things get back to normal. And then we wouldn't be in this situation. But again, I would say that my results, at least in the Rapids so far, definitely proves that I'm not any worse than I was before. So I think I'm quite deserving of a spot. And I think, also as far as Daniil goes, I think he's played some fantastic games. He's had some amazing wins throughout his career. And I think, I don't see any reason that Andrei Yesipenko is more deserving than either of us.
Okay, thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you. Any other questions? Yes, please. Let's say the last one.
I'm sure most of the fans would want to see Carson versus Nakamura in the World Chess Championship. So what do you think about your chance in Grand Prix first, then candidates?
Okay, so you're talking classical, because I think, there's a very good chance I will play Magnus here, I think, in the Rapid. Almost certainly in the Blitz as well. I think hard to tell. Again, playing this tournament in St. Louis, which was pretty smooth, and playing here where things seem to be going my way as well. I think that the fact that I'm not getting tricked into openings or I'm not getting into a lot of trouble shows that even if maybe I haven't worked as hard as other players, I'm still playing at a very high level. And I think I think we'll see. We'll see what happens. But if either St. Louis or this event are any indication, the fact that I've been very solid and I haven't been losing games is a good sign for the Grand Prix. Because I do believe, unless I'm mistaken, it's a knockout format. And I've always thought that's well suited, but traditionally I've actually done very, very poorly in knockout events. So again, we'll see, but I feel pretty optimistic. And again, for me, there's really no downside, which also I think makes a big difference. When there's only upside and there's no downside, it's very easy to play. It's very easy to play chess.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Hikaru, for joining us today, and hope to see you again. All the best in the next rounds. Thank you
very much.
Thank you.